Welcome to the Carolina Flare Insider. It is July of 2018 and we are standing under the strongback of hull 67, Jarrett Bay's latest build. We're standing under the strongback of hull 67, and the strongback is not a term you hear every day, but it is critical to our process here because it is the backbone structure. It is made very precisely plumb, level, and square, and all of the structures we add on top of it as we build the boat are predicated off of the accuracy of this structure. So the stations that are mounted on this strongback are all CNC cut. There's been a lot of work put into this in advance, and they are designed to be precisely aligned to this. The transom pieces go on first. As you can see, they abut the back end of our strongback, and then they interlock by all of these pre-cut notches, precision made, to go together to create the exact shape that we're after in the hull of the boat. Each station goes on in its own successive order, and then we get to a point where we have to put in a permanent bulkhead. Everything we're seeing so far is just frames that will come out of the boat. But the bulkhead is part of the actual hull, and it's going to stay there. I don't know if I've mentioned yet, this boat, hull 67, is a 55-foot boat. So what we're looking at here is kind of the bird's eye view of this whole structure in process. You can see the shape of the strongback, how it tapers down forward. Obviously, as you travel further forward on the boat gets narrower as you come into the flare. All of that is represented here in the strongback structure. On top, you can see the back end where the stations have been already assembled, and you can see our bulkhead blank that the guys are putting fiberglass on right now. They'll get this side glassed today, and then tomorrow we'll flip that thing over like a pancake, and they'll get the other side glassed tomorrow. Hull 66, 67-footer. The planking is officially complete. They finished the whiskey plank yesterday. It's called a whiskey plank. It's just an old tradition. People used to take a shot of whiskey back in the old days. We don't do that anymore for obvious safety reasons. In the background, you can see the guys are waxing up the tunnel molds, and they're getting ready to lay those up. Sometime next week, those will be finished, and they will go into the boat, and then we can begin the fiberglass work on the hull itself. We are getting a true insider view of the hull 64 right here. We are looking in the bow thruster hole that is pre-cut into this boat. This hole now, just a little bit of weird trivia, this is a round hole, but on the flat surface it's an elliptical shape, and it's not even a true elliptical shape because the hole bends this way and this way. There's a lot of art to the science here, and we have a few ninja tricks, but we won't share those because those are our own personal trade secrets. Hull 64 is getting close to the stage where we'll be flipping it over. Maybe within the next month and a half. We're entering the finished carpenter's loft here, and this is where all the interior magic happens. All of the precise woodworking is done here. A great deal of the behind the scenes woodworking is done here, and you can see each of these benches is covered with components that are all underway, on their way eventually to end up on our boat. And almost everything we saw up there on the loft is going on the privateer, hull 63. So here at Jarrett Bay, we're known as a world-class sport fishing boat builder, but we are also an award-winning refit yard. We do pretty much anything that needs to be done to a boat to repair it, refit it, remodel it. And what we're looking at right here is a 1990 Hatteras that has been modified to be a 58-footer. It is the Thunder, and it's a fairly well-known boat in the Gulf. Its home port is Texas. As you can see, it's getting a lot of paint work done in the background. You can see all the masking that they're actually just now pulling off from some of the primer work. So this boat is getting some pretty extensive mechanical work, some interior carpentry done, and then as you can see, an extensive transformation here in the cockpit. Originally, this boat had only cockpit cabinets, and it is now getting a complete mezzanine with all kinds of extra boxes. It's going to make it a lot more updated and user-friendly boat for essentially a boat that's almost 30 years old. As always, thank you for tuning in to the Carolina Flare Insider. We'll see you next month.